New York International presents Wellness Woman with your host, Lynnis Woods-Mullins.
Buddy, I'm just being silly. Can you believe it? We are in August, and I don't know when you're going to be listening to the show, but this summer has just slipped by. I just can't believe it. In fact, I can't believe we're already halfway past 2016. The time has just flown by, but I have enjoyed spending part of my time this summer over the last few months with all of you. I hope it shows. I got a couple of questions here that people have been asking. First of all, someone asked me, can you give me any tips on wearing my hair like that? Well, we're talking about this. Goes for me in the morning, put a scarf around the top and let it go and dry. There is no special secret, but I think this was an African-American woman who asked me this. And I can tell you this, I use a lot of coconut oil and olive oil, and I also use a little bit of rose hips, lavender, and vanilla in my, don't shampoo my hair traditionally because it's really dry. I got hair, and gray hair is dry hair. I don't know why, but that's the way it rolls for me. So I condition my hair, and I rinse out the chlorine if I'm swimming, but I condition my hair, and I rub my scalp with olive oil, and it may not work because our hair is a little different, but that's what I do. I don't have any curl in my hair or, activator or any kind of product like that at all. Say I can give credit to my mom and dad's genes, maybe, I don't know, but that's what I do. I have a very simple regime during the summer. I do twist my hair after I dry it, and then I take it loose, and I put it up, and I wrap these scarves around it and say, okay, that's it. Something I couldn't do when I was working for corporate America. They would send me home. So, but I don't know if that was a compliment or not, but there's the answer to your question. The other question was asking me, where can you find me on the internet? Well, the best way to find me on the internet is just Google me. Google Lynnis Woods-Mullins, or you can Google Praise Work, the name of my company, or Wellness Woman, the name of my shows and my products. That's how you'll find me. Just Google Lynnis Woods-Mullins, and something will pop up about me, and eventually leave my social media. Of course, I'm on Facebook. You can find me there if you just put in Praise Works or Wellness Woman, or you can put on Lynnis Woods-Mullins, and I'll pop up. So I hope that answers the questions. And follow me on Twitter too. I'm on there a lot, and I'm becoming, I'm not an Instagram queen, more like an Instagram subject of the court. I'm learning it. So you can find me on Instagram. I'm at Wellness Woman 40. For joining us today on the Wellness Woman Show. I'm so glad to always feature women who are pursuing their dreams, and not just pursuing them, but achieving them and thriving. And today we have with us Brooke Wartell, who has quite a talk about pursuing dreams and achieving them. She made a major shift in her life, not just a major shift. You know how we talk about paradigm shifts? Well, Brooke Wartell, she did more than just a paradigm shift. She did a complete and total makeover of her life. And I thought it would be great for her to share it with us, what prompted her to do that, and a very special something that she wants to share with you that is doing to help other women make those kinds of paradigm shifts in their lives. Brooke, welcome so much to the Wellness Woman Show. It's wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here with you today. I'm so excited.
You're so excited. I am too. I need to put on that show. I'm so excited.
That's right.
That's right. But when you put some, Rachel, my wonderful producer, one day we'll have to come on with some so exciting music. We got 3 seconds because we don't have the rights, but they'll get the idea.
That's right. That's right.
But tell us, Brooke, about your story. First of all, tell us a little bit about you and your background, and what made you decide to make the change that you made, which I haven't said yet. I'll tell this. Brooke no longer lives in the United States of America. She went from Texas to
the Caribbean. Yay! So we are living our dream in Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States, right, which a lot of people don't understand. That's that. But we have all the modern conveniences that you have in America, all of our local big drugstores. You're landed in just like Jamaica, Grand Cayman, any of the places that you've visited. So when I was a kid, I used to go to the Caribbean, and I had this dream that I would live on an island one day. And so, go through life and you think, oh, my dream's never going to happen. And then life happens to you. And then somehow you end up here, where I wake up in the morning and I look out my window, and my husband and I cannot believe that we live here, because we still haven't. It's just like we haven't caught up with the miracle, right?
Wow. Well, tell us about it. Tell us a little bit about you and your background and what you were doing and what led you to Puerto Rico.
Well, I'm a mother of 5, and I left America 5 years ago when I had baby number 4 to strike out on my own as an entrepreneur. I am a sales and marketing professional, and I actually converted into wellness, which was a shock for me because I was typically in software, but it was really a journey. My entrepreneurial journey was really a journey back to myself. And then 5 years later, we're ready to launch our next tech business, and Puerto Rico is the land of opportunity for entrepreneurs. So we decided in 30 days on August 27th of 2015, and we landed for the first time ever. I'd never been here on September 15th with all 5 of my kids.
It's just amazing. What was the process you went through to get inspired to this kind of a move?
Well, when you're walking around and you have everything, and you're living in a beautiful place, and you're blessed with a beautiful home, and you have healthy, beautiful children, and you have a great spouse or husband, and you're still unhappy because there's something that's missing. You're not, it may look all good on the outside, but on the inside, there's some piece of you, some part of your soul that you're not nourishing. And so I knew that, and I didn't know it was. And so through this journey of self-discovery that doesn't happen overnight, but it happens through these little acts of faith and kind of stretching that muscle of taking these leaps of faith. And it just led us to a point where I said, hey, I don't want to put the house. I've already moved the rooms around as many times as a woman can move the rooms around.
Right.
It's not this house, right? It's not the rooms. It's not the arrangement. We're in the wrong place. And so you of being almost called. And then you just, hey, our decision, let's not put it back together. Let's do it now. Okay, let's sleep on it. So we slept on it. Woke up the next day, my husband agreed. He was like, yeah, let's do that. I was like, whoa, that's wild. That was a miracle. I can't believe he agreed to that. Let's move to San Juan, Puerto Rico, like we said we were going to. And then, okay, well, what? Okay, we set a date, and then bam, just like that, we had a 4,200 square foot house. We got rid of most of our things, and we landed in Puerto Rico for the first time. We didn't have a place to live. We'd never been here, and we're just drinking our cafe con leche, walking down the street going, wow, this is wild.
Amazing. What are the ages of your children?
So this is 15. She just turned 15. So they had actually gone to my brother's for the first time. They went for 3 weeks, the 2 older ones. When they came back, we told them in the car we moved in 4 weeks. So their story is they're never leaving us alone for 3 weeks to have any discussion. My second in command is what I call her. She's 12. I have a 10-year-old boy, a 4-year-old boy, and Lydia, which is the baby, was just over a year old. Her birthday is November, so she'll be 2.
Now, the interesting thing is, because you hear this all the time about teenagers in particular and how strong they are, and probably the most important thing to them is their friends. And I raised 4 girls, all females. They were all teenagers around the same time because they're like maybe 3 months apart.
Right.
But they're really born close together. So they were all in high school almost at the same time. So I can't even imagine doing something like that without having to deal with the backlash of the teenage rap. How did you deal with that?
It's mutiny. We had pure mutiny. There were moments where they were absolutely upset. They weren't going with the flow, but at the same point, we're leaders of our family. And when you feel so called and you have faith, and we're teaching our kids that. And so it may be very scary, and it was scary. It was scary for us as their parents. But we really felt that genuine call, and we just made the steps to make it happen. And we had a moment where almost a year, and my 12-year-old was standing next to me just the other day, right? Almost a year. And she said, Mom, I'm grateful that we moved to this island. That was the best move ever. And I was like, yes.
Yes.
And they have only taken 11 months for them to say it, but they're very happy here.
Well, it's wonderful because I call this show, following your desire to your destiny, because that's what it is. You had a desire and you went ahead and followed it to your ultimate destiny, and basically willing to share part of that process and the kinds of things that people want to be thinking about when they want to, pursue their desires and whatever their destiny be, an actual physical location. Maybe the destiny might be business or some major change in their life. So tell us about your Puerto Rico adventure. I'm so excited about this.
Well, I call it finding your Puerto Rico. It is like that. Everybody has their own desires. Everyone's here to create something else, something different, something that's original to them. And so mine may be Puerto Rico, and then in 10 years it could be something else. But I really want to encourage people to find what their Puerto Rico is. And so one of the things that I have wanted to do from almost the moment I got here was to put together a retreat to bring people here to Puerto Rico, to cross an ocean and go through a process. Have you heard of Danielle LaPorte before?
Yes.
Yes. And she has trademarked and created a process called the Desire Map. And that's something that I've done several times on my own. And I would say that it is probably the easiest, most simple process to really dig deep and figure out how it is that you want to feel in the different parts of your life. And so I became a facilitator because that gives me this system to help people do that, and something that they can grab a hold of and take home and re-implement over and over. And then I have partnered with my own personal coaches who have supported me through my own journey of finding what my Puerto Rico was. Jen Paulson, Rachel Feldman, Williams, and Regina. And so they're going to bring their own special magic, what I'd like to say, their own guidance, their own help to help people move through the fears, to help guide systems to how they're going to get there, either in their business or in their personal life. Spend time nurturing our mind, body, soul, and business from the shores of Puerto Rico.
I love that. I love that. And I know Jen Polson very well. She's wonderful, my energy coach. And it's just amazing the things that are unveiled as a result of working with these different modalities. I think one of the things that's really interesting is taking that mind, body, spirit approach when it comes to not just identifying your desires, but your business. Basically running it, what I call holistically, is key.
Yes.
Yes.
It's key. It's everything. You can have a beautifully successful business. You can have a successful career. I did it working for someone else. I was making 6 figures. I had my biggest quarter ever. I walked out the door 2 weeks later because something was missing. And so when you figure out that chasing these materialistic goals, the true driver of what our soul wants to experience while we're here, and it's really figuring out your soul's mission. What did I come here to do? And then figuring out what that's going to feel like and putting in the tools to help you get there. It's so important. We're all, not all of us, but there's a lot of us that are living on these type levels. And if we can dig deeper, we have so much light to share in this world. And you and I both know, and everybody who listens to this will know that there needs more light, more
absolutely, love. Absolutely. I studying today, my Bible study. I do it every morning around 5 a.m. with a group of women, and it was my turn to ask them of the day. And interestingly enough, I asked them, what do you think your actual purpose is in terms of why you were placed here? Not so much purpose from, the flesh stuff,
what the world tells you.
Right. That purpose thing. We've got all kinds of ideas about that. But in terms of why are you here? Basically, what is driving you? Or to go back to what Rick Warren, what is your purpose driven? What is that drives you?
Right.
And it's interesting, some of the things the women said, because most of them had nothing to do with what they're actually doing for a living. And I found that really interesting. Now, for me, some of what I do for a living is mixed into there. But if I were to do it full time, I have to eat. So I don't know if I could do it full time, but maybe I could. I don't know. But I danced for years and years and years, and I do praise dance, and I not as often as I would like. But I really do think I have a gift of being able to receive an uplifting from a great of a dancer. It's not that. It's the spirit within that comes out of me when I'm moving.
Right.
It's just there. And I have performed all over the world, and I get that feedback all the time. That was why. And so I feel that that's one of, I believe the Creator gives talents and abilities, all kinds.
Yes, he
There's that, those gifts, talents, and abilities can help drive you to do whatever you're to be, if you allow it. And I think that's key, is allowing yourself to really dig deep and take a look at what you're doing and how you're living. And like you mentioned, what's missing.
I completely agree. It has to be done. You have to take time to do it. And so one of the reasons why I created this Puerto Rico adventure is for people to take that time to be still enough, do the work, because it does require work, and it does presence.
It does require work. It's a lot of work. I've been working on myself for 7 years, so I
it's never going to stop.
It's a lot of it's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
No, and I don't think it's a destination. I don't think you arrive there. It's layers, just like anything else. But if you continue to always seek the next layer, then you're always up leveling, or you're always getting down to, just another, it's it's bliss.
Yes. There's a point in time, I think, as you're going through this, what I call a journey, going through this journey called life, and you're peeling back the layers of an onion. And finally, once you get to it, if you've ever peeled back the layers of an onion, not the white one, the
purple one.
The purple one, if you get a good one that doesn't break apart, right? When you get really beautiful, when it opens up, it's really just gorgeous. And there is a form of that happens when you get to that aha moment. And then, of course, after you get to that aha moment, then you're on another journey, another self-discovery. Once you're
yes, you're learning to thank you for the mutiny.
Yes, absolutely. Now, tell us about what's going to be happening during the Puerto Rico adventure. You mentioned who was going to be involved, but what are you going to do? It's like 3 days. So what would a day be like?
Well, we're going to wake up and we're going to do yoga together. Maybe we'll do dawn yoga on the beach, because it's so close where we're staying.
I'm ready.
So yes, we can do yoga on the beach. We can welcome the sunrise, and then we can sit down and we're going to journal and go through some of the practices through the desire map. We're going to eat fresh local food. I've connected with people who grow and catch food here on the island. So it's a very grounding experience to eat local and fresh. And we're going to spend time not only in breakout sessions doing the work, but also taking the time to digest the work that we're doing, to really soak in the culture. We can also go and do paddle boarding, which is not far from where we're going to be staying in a lagoon, so we can practice our balance. And really, my core desire is that when everybody leaves here, that this is a launch pad, an experience that allows people to launch into the next level, whether it's in their business life, or it's a brand new product line, or it's a brand new business, and that they can somehow go back and say, I remember being there, and I remember what it felt like to be whole, to be connected, to take that feeling and use it over the next year.
I love that idea. I love the idea about eating local also. So that is so great.
I love that too.
Yeah, that is so great. Now, I know a little bit of planning on attending, and I'm encouraging all of you all to attend. You're going to be listening to this show, and I'm going to direct you to my blog, because I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this adventure, and there's going to be a link click on to find out more about the adventure and to make arrangements to go, because I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to not just go to a beautiful place, but to also begin to rediscover the beauty that we have within all of us. I think that we give out so much as women. We give out so much of that we don't replenish ourselves. I know I'm certainly guilty of that. And after being in this business for 7 years now, I really need something like this. And in fact, Jen was saying, you have to go. You have to go. So I'm really going because I need something like this. It's time for me to restore and renew and replenish my spirit and kind of get ready for the next 60 years. I'll be 60 in 2017. So this is my last year of the 59s, or the 50s. So this is my form of celebration. I want to go out with a bang as I get into the 60s.
Well, you'll have to come share some of you with us.
Yes.
Puerto Rico. And that's the other intention as to the community of women who are going to support each other over the next year. Mm-hmm. And then in 2017, we get to go back together, reunite, do another Puerto Rican adventure, and then take it to the next level. And the amount of co-creation that's going to come out of working together and being together is something we don't even understand.
Well, I just love that. Well, I can tell you this. The studies have shown scientifically that there are hormones that are secreted when women get together at no other time when women get together.
Right.
And these hormones are very important in terms of balancing. You hear women my age or younger talking about, hormones all the time. Well, one way to begin that process of balancing your hormones is to spend. Wow. And a lot of times as we get older, we have a tendency to kind of self-select out, to isolate, not spend that kind of time. We get involved in our families. And after, in my case, you get involved in your families are having kids now. And you just kind of lose yourself in other things other than you. And it's so important to begin to lose self in you, but also lose yourself with your girlfriends. Begin to get more into the things that you used to do in your 20s. Not because you want to be younger, but think about the fun you used to have with your girlfriends in your 20s that you kind of stopped having after you got married and different interests or already having kids.
Well, we're in the 20s.
Right.
It's all in my 20s. We'll have to go to my teens.
I go back to I go back and look at my stone tablets that I was writing on back then. That reminds me, okay, that's how long ago it was for me. But I do remember, I don't think I'll ever want to go back. In fact, I love where I am at right now because I've got all this frame of reference to be able to refer back to help me with now. But one thing I know I don't do as much that I should do is I don't spend that time with my girlfriends. But when I do, it's always so much fun. And it's kind of that feeling you have so much fun, you don't want to leave. You spend the night, next thing you know, you're there for 3 days.
Right.
So this is an opportunity.
That's perfect. Right. We'll do that in Puerto Rico.
There you go. To have that girlfriend 3-day slumber party, self-evolving aha moment.
Exactly.
Adventure.
And they're going to feed us and we'll do yoga and we'll talk about the real stuff.
Absolutely. And I think we need that. The world needs it, actually. I was watching, the world needs it. I was watching the YouTube, and they did a small tape of the Democratic National Convention when the people came on and saying what the world needs now. And I hadn't heard that song in ages, never did. Originally recorded it for the victims of Orlando. But as I was listening to it, it kind of made me cry because I said, you know what? That is what we all need. We all need a little bit of love. I have so much anger and hurt and frustration and just plain, I'm just going to say it, evil out there. Yes. That the only thing that's going to counteract that is love. And to me, love starts first with you, with yourselves. Because if you're not feeling good about yourself, then it's hard to people. So save the world and come to the Puerto Rico adventure.
Exactly. Thank you. Somebody gets it.
Save the world citizen duty to go to the Puerto Rico adventure.
Come here. Yes, exactly.
To start your movement of self-love so that you can start loving everybody else and we can cancel all that negative stuff out there. Right. So everybody, I want you to click on the link that's going to be in the blog and also take a look at Brooke Wartell's website is brookewartell.com. That talks about the adventure. But also click on my website also. We'll have all kinds of information about it and things to share with you about my philosophy on how we're going to calm all this craziness in the world.
Save the world, Lynnis.
That's right.
Save the world.
I wanted to make sure everybody knew about something else that I'm involved in that does involve saving something. It's called Your Life. And it is a symposium of some fantastic practitioners and doctors that have come together to help people who are suffering from chronic disease, cancer. Disease, I mean things like rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, high blood, obesity, fibromyalgia, cancer. I'm hosting this event with a lady named Bruce Sinclair. She was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma when she was in her 20s. 30 years later, she is alive and thriving. And this whole symposium is to share with you like minds that have the same kind of techniques and practices that get over their chronic disease. Some of the people we're going to have with us is Dr. Terry Walls, who wrote a book called The Walls Protocol. She had MS, and by changing her lifestyle, diet, but she also did things with meditation and with stress reduction and other kinds of things in her life to get rid of the symptom of MS. And she was wheelchair bound. Now she can ride her bicycle for 20 miles. Then we have also a guy named Chris Beats Cancer. He's very popular on the internet. He turned around his stage 4 cancer by changing his lifestyle from a nutritional standpoint, but also reducing his stress and getting in touch with his emotions and becoming emotionally hot. Another guest is Dr. Michael Greger, who talks about he talks about nutrition also, but he has a book called How Do I Die, or When Do I Die? Basically talking about how you can basically reprogram your genes to live a healthier and better life. It's called epigenetics. This is a fantastic symposium that you don't want to miss. Click on the link in my blog or Google Save Your Life Inc. and sign up to go. It's absolutely, positively, totally free. We're going to have 20 in the field of nutrition and wellness and meditation. We're going to be talking about all the holistic you can do in your life to save your life, your whole life, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And I'm so proud to be hosting this event with Bruce Sinclair. Please click on the link and find out. This is going to be an awesome event. All the interviews are audio, so you get a chance to see the people that you're talking to. We're interviewing right now, and everyone we're like, wow, so good. There's so much groundbreaking information that maybe you haven't heard before. Like, do you know the main blueberry that is supposed to be really good when it comes to antioxidants, that creates that building block to change your genome and from an epigenetic standpoint? You know what that blueberry is? Tune into the symposium and find out. You'll be surprised. We share all kinds of information like that. So again, it's called Save Your Life Symposium. Just Google Save Your Life Inc. and sign up for this groundbreaking symposium. Brooke, thank you so much for allowing me. You said save the world. And I said, I'm going to talk about Save Your Life. So thank you so much for allowing me to do that commercial. Yes. And thank you so much for being a guest on the
Thank you.
Yes, it's been wonderful having you. And again, thank you for creating this Puerto Rico adventure. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Yes, I will see you here.
All right. And thank you to all of you for joining us on the Wellness Woman Show. I hope you've enjoyed the shows. Please share the show. We're trying to grow the show. I love the idea of you being able to see me and I can see my guests. It's so cool. It's wonderful. Video is the way to go. So keep tuning in. Thanks so much for joining us. And we'll see you again next time.